Yeah, this truck's interesting, and it represents an idea that we had 6 years ago. It was my dad. He was looking at some magazine, and he said, "Oh, I found that a company doing trips in 130s in and around the Grand Canyon. We bought this off a guy in Leeds in Yorkshire, and the concept was we would build it up and it would be our trip support vehicle." The brief was, we load it with potentially 5 people, and it's something you can drive for 5 hours on the freeway, and then you get to a trail system and you can go and drive it off-road, fully laden. It's taken from 2019 to now to create this vehicle, and it's actually going to be up for sale now because we've done it, we know the concept, and we'd like to do it again. You can see that there's an Alucab Canopy camper on the back of this. During the process, we didn't know we were going to create the vehicle with a camper on the back. I thought we'd do a kind of rack system and tackle it that way with a rooftop tent on. But during one of the early Overland Expos, we realized that the 6.5 foot bed high cap pickup fit perfectly with the product that they were calling the Alucab in. We were the first to play around with it. Alucab were cool. They gave us a big steep discount to experiment with it. And we first of all, we just plonked it on there and used 2x4s to make the fit kit. We tested it out, we realized it worked, and then we developed a fit kit using a local engineer client of ours actually that helped us put it together. And now we've had people all over the world ask us about this. When I show you this in a second, you'll see a bunch of systems from Red Arc, ARB, Alucab and DCS. I'm just going to walk you around the vehicle and then we'll get into the specifics. What have we got here? We've got, under here, we've got a 67 litre sill mounted stainless steel food grade water tank. That's connected to a pump, it's filled there, and that's where our water comes from in the system. In here, we've got a dual zone Snowmaster fridge. And that's actually one that we've had for years. It's been running for ages. We use that every day between here and Argentina. Fits in there nice on this Alucab fridge slide. In here we've got a kitchen unit that's removable. It's got 110 volts in there. On here we've got how we access water on the outside of the vehicle. We've got rebuilt axles. We've got BP51s on the rear. We've got a light on the back, which is nice. We've got a backup camera. We've got a super well thought through system in the back of this truck, including cargo control here on the floor. Let's see what's in here. Oh yes, a lot of tequila. We've got under here, we've got DCS battery systems, 200 amp hours there. We've got a Red Arc inverter there. We've got up in there, we've got the charge controller, which is behind here, which is nice. We've got GP factor drop down table, which I use all the time. I sleep up here when we're guiding. Yeah, so this is the setup inside here. It's probably had about 20 nights of use, to be honest. And it's cool, you can open this up. We actually got a plate for this, so you can use this as an additional storage system, because you can attach to that and you can put a bunch of extra bags and stuff on it. It's nice because you can access your fridge while standing up. And if you're a bit claustrophobic, it's okay too, because I can lie down on this bed and it's fine. You know, I don't have to have this back piece up, down, sorry, but it does go down like that. Right. We've got loads of places to store stuff, like, you know, whatever. Sometimes it changes the trip, what we put in here. That one's inside there, you can see our water pump. I don't know if you can see that in there. That's quite a nice big storage space. In here, we've got another same in there. Another one here, just keep stuff in. Binoculars, these are cool. West Germany. I've got a vacuum cleaner under there, and I've got a shovel, and I've got these, which is for cooking over a stove, over the fire, and you can slide longer stuff in there. Probably fit a paddle in there if you're a kayaker, which is nice. And then we've got little nooks and crannies for putting things like bags, whatever, things that you want to grab quickly. There's over 1,000 hours in this vehicle, and there's about 100 grand's worth of parts in it, plus the base vehicle. Right now there's bargains out there, and this is going to be really one of them. Alright, let's show you how the awning works. This is pretty much the best product out there. And this is how we became Alucab dealers. We used one on a 10-month trip between here and Buenos Aires. Yep. And it's mostly good for the sun. It's a cloudy day here, but you can imagine what it's like in Arizona. It's aluminized fabric and it works great. It keeps off the rain when it rains, but mostly it's about the sun. You can hang out under here and it's livable rather than being like scorching yourself to death. They come with legs, telescopic legs, which are easy to deploy. And then you've got inside here, you've got straps that you can strap it down with. I'm kind of fatter than I used to be, and I can hang on it. All right. Another one of these access plates. Oh, this is good. You can see the Red Arc manager system up here. We've got that is to turn on the inverter. We've got all our systems in here with lighting, another 110 volts there. We've got our shower here. All right, so in here we've got access to we keep our shower stuff in there, hot and cold running water. This is an Australian system that we can show you a bit more of later, but inside here is our hot water heater that runs off the diesel and provides hot water for us, and there's a pump over underneath the fridge. We've got the shower cube here. Under here we've got a long range diesel tank. Again, fits to the chassis. It's fillable here, and that gives us pretty long range on this truck. Probably, if we're careful, we get about 20 miles per gallon out of this. If we crank it and try to drive, keep up with everybody else, we're down to about 18. I used to get about 25 before we put all this on it. But yeah, it gives us a nice big fat range. We've got 80 litres in the back and another 67 litres there, and we can go probably 500 miles in this thing without worrying about it too much. What else we got? The wood box up there, which is awesome. It's kind of my favourite thing at the moment. I can fill it full of wood on the way out on a trip, and I can bring it back full of trash, as long as I don't forget about the trash for months on end, which has happened once. We're good. It's currently set up for highway use. I'm on the fence about whether I need a sway bar. We're not currently carrying one. Probably somebody would want, because it's a little like that, but it's awesome off-road and it's great to drive. The chassis was completely stripped, as I said. There was some repairs done to it, but it was like completely taken down to bare metal and rebuilt. We've got double skin in there, so it can carry a lot of extra weight. We've got our 300 TDI engine in here with a VNT turbo on it, and we've got all the Ali Sport gear that goes with it. We've got a nice big intercooler, an oversized radiator. This has just got back from a trip. We haven't dressed it up for you. This truck is working, and you're going to see some dust on it. But yeah, this is a nice reliable engine and hasn't given us too much trouble. It's never let us down. Cool. Well, let's take it out for a drive and you can see how it rides a bit, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, the inside of this car is kind of different. it's pretty fancy in here, I would say. It's a little flash Harry. We were working with Ken's Customs, which we still are, and Keith is super cool, and I just let him fly with this. We've got some Puma seats, front and rear, and we just came up with a concept for how we wanted the inside of the truck to look. And you know, it's lovely, leather and wool, you know, what everybody needs in an Overland truck, with a French oak wood dash from Defender Wood. These bits are from Automotive Woodworks, Leo Mulliner there. This is all, you know, got a million gauges in here. We've got a oil pressure gauge, we've got a boost gauge, we've got EGT gauges, which you never want to live without if you've got a modified TDI. We've got the gas gauge, water temperature gauge, and voltage there. So let's take it for a spin. Right, so bearing in mind this is bloody heavy, this car. It takes off nice and quick. It's not like a, you know, modified TD5 or anything, but it's quite a sprightly vehicle, I would say, for its size. You might look at it and think that's a monster, but it drives, it's pretty nimble. It's not, it still can get around. It's the same width as any Defender. It's the widest part on this vehicle are the wing mirrors. Pinacates, that was the maiden voyage of this truck with the cabin on the back of it. So David built the initial fit kit out of it. We took a group of people, a really great group of people, several of which were customers of ours. The ex-manager of Pinacates Reserve come along with us. Caleb came and hang on, let's go boom over this. That was straight over the railway tracks. I'm not even going to slow down before hitting this speed bump. Let's see what happens. Right, I've just driven over that at 40 miles an hour, and I don't know, you probably saw a bump, but that's about, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, we put, I think we had about 300 litres of water in the back of it, plus the cabin and everybody's gear. So we must have been £1,500, and we just drove it strong through there on the trip. A mixture of highway and then desert, and where the kind of desert where if you break down, you know, you're a little bit worried because you're in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, that improved itself, and then we said, okay, let's build a fit kit for this cabin. Let's do that and go for it, and we did. And it's probably supported an additional 4 or 5 trips, been to multiple events, took it to the Overland Expo, took it to the Arizona Land Rover owners, big show last month in April. That was cool. So that went on a major, we took it on a pretty serious off-road drive on that trip, and it kept up with all the modded stuff. There's another thing to talk about. It's got all kinds of other stuff on it. It's got there's a compressor here, and there's a rear locker. So I've just put the rear locker on. Makes a hell of a difference. It's got a really nice stereo. It's got, what's it got? It's got a dual compressor ARB. I'm going to turn that off. I don't need it on anymore. But the only thing I don't like doing in this car, frankly, and this pretty much applies to all Defenders, and it's probably the biggest weakness of the Defender, is I don't love driving any of them at highway speed where I'm competing with, you know, 80 mile an hour semis. So just don't buy this or any of these if what you're going to do mostly is drive around on the freeway. You know, go a bit slower, find a back way and enjoy that experience. That's the only complaint I've got around being a Defender driver, is highway use in America is kind of sucks. So, you know, but I know plenty of people that do it. You know, our friend Aaron's got one of these on it, Cuban guy out in Texas, and he drives long distances. You know, just live with it too. It's okay. you.